Welcome back from the break, everybody. If you're just joining us, Gastone, Asena, and John Carmichael have all left Opal Donahue's Institute for the Extraordinarily Talented and are on their way to City Hall with a calling card in hand that's going to give them access to the mortuary, where Foster Talon's body is being. Go over the autopsy report and see if they can discover anything they might have missed at the crime scene. Could point to the killing profile of the angel killer or any evidence, stuff like that. So, and feel free, I'm going to start describing things, but feel free to interrupt me along the way. When you arrive, the police department is very busy, and Gastone, you have dealt with the police department plenty of times, right? You're no stranger to being around here. But usually you don't have any sort of authority or ability to get inside. You're a private citizen. They want you outside of their business. They were like, let us do our jobs. You also know that corruption is rampant throughout the department. It is very difficult to know who you can and cannot trust. Police operate as much as enforcers, keeping people off the lawns of the wealthy as they do else. And organized crime is very powerful in North. So you never know who's going to be on the take. Which has made it difficult, and it's why you operate outside of the law in your endless pursuit of justice. Now, Gianni Pavlo is one of the top names on your list. Just because his boss, Lincoln Giotto, the Giotto crime family, apparently have very powerful friends. They never get prosecuted, they never get convicted. And you've come shaking down this tree so many times that when you show up, a couple of people, a couple of officers, they look up and go, oh, it's this guy again. All right, here we go. What do you want?
I'm just going to show him the card.
They look at the card. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, literally, I just meant the calling card.
Grabs it, looks at it, holds it up to the light. Licks it. Looks at John. Looks at you. Looks at the card. Throws his hands up in a gesture of, I have nothing to do with this, and I don't even know that this happened, and steps aside, allowing you into the gigantic wing of the Justice Department. The mortuary is downstairs underground where it's easier to keep the bodies cold.
When they enter, by the way, John makes a point of adjusting his coat and kind of not pushing past the guy, but definitely yeah, that's right. It's get on out of our way. We're meant to be here. He hasn't been here for a while, you can tell, and he's rubbing it in their nose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gaston definitely, he doesn't show it, but in his mind, he's like, yeah, that's right. Gaston 1, Northport Police Department, 727,000.
Now you're on the board.
That's right.
Chalk 1 up. Exactly 1. Literally 1.
Quite literally.
All right. Let me just check my settings here real quick. Yep. Okay. That wasn't set correctly. Also not set correct. And hey, guess what? That too was not set correctly. Janessa, did you reset your hit points?
No.
Okay. Make sure you go ahead and on your character sheet give yourself full health.
Okay.
Oh, hey, good point. And since we're on the character sheet, I'd like to point out, if you want to test it at some point, I added deflect missiles under your attacks and spells. It should automatically roll what your deflect is, and it will tell you what you can do when you do it. That way, it's much easier than having to go through and /R and all that stuff.
I just tested it just for fun.
Yeah. So see, if you would have gotten shot, you would reduce the damage by 11. It rolls the 1d10. It adds your 5 for your level, and then your dex for your modifier.
Wow.
So,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Absolutely, you're very welcome.
All right. You arrive in one of them. There's actually multiple mortuary, cold storage rooms, but a couple of flustered police clerks, they look over their notes. You forgot to file your paperwork, and they're gonna direct you to the correct cold storage room, correct body bank, where Foster Talon was collected after the police showed up and you folks skedoodled from the crime scene.
Poor guy.
Last moment to stuff looks correct. Tweak another setting here because I app for this. Off. All right, cool. Arrive in Morgue. Keep saying more.
I was gonna ask. I was like, why does City Hall have a freaking mortuary?
City Hall and Forest Lawn Memorial Services.
That makes way more sense now. I was like, I know Northport's an Earth-like world, but this seems a little bit ridiculous.
I've actually been in a morgue before.
Yeah? What were the circumstances?
One of my ex-boyfriends worked at a mortuary, and like that was one of our dates, was to go pick up bodies.
Wow.
Okay, that's legit. No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
It only happened one time, but
Was
like I
your
was
boyfriend a necromancer? Just wondering.
maybe. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like if somebody asks you, "Hey, do you want to go pick up a body or go visit the morgue?"
That's totally
You're gonna
different.
say
No.
yes.
Yeah, like,
Like,
you know, there's a lot of graveyards in Hollywood that are frequent places for dates. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Just have a picnic.
now I did once go on a school field trip to a sewage treatment plant, and I don't think that there's any circumstances under which you could do that as a date. That would not work. Like,
No, but I did a field trip there too.
the
Very
science is
smelly.
fascinating, but the experience is awful.
Yeah. Ugh.
I went to a candle making farm on a field trip one time.
That's actually pretty cool.
It was
That's
actually
way
Wait,
pretty
better
cool.
than-
wait. Was this Asena or was this Janessa?
No.
Oh,
Asena has never been in a room like this
Asena,
before.
yeah, she doesn't know.
then that's even more interesting.
Gaston's like, dude, this is some really great in-character lore, you guys. I'm really digging it.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
been
it's
working
like-
hard on this backstory.
But
That's
then
awesome.
As soon as you said candle back there, I'm like, hold on a second.
John has never been to a candle factory. Don't you lie to me.
We need to have like a talking episode, like so that way we
Mhm.
can just like talk about this stuff after.
Yeah.
Probably not in the middle of the
The
campaign.
director's commentary track for
Yeah.
the VODs. All right. So, anyways, you have arrived in the morgue, and as there, you've got body storage alcoves all over the place. It's cold in here, flickering electrical light. It's worn out and old and rusty, and the light sort of sways. It's, you know, generally speaking, fairly spooky. And yeah, that you can see that it's not the mortician. What's that? They're in every police procedural.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
The county, you know,
Oh, the
coroner,
Emmy.
the coroner, the ME.
There you
Yeah,
go,
yeah, yeah.
thank
The
you.
ME, the ME. Yep. The ME is over here, and he's got 2 bodies up on the slabs right now. His assistant is down here washing materials.
John walks over to, and I don't see it here necessarily, but he goes over to one of the cabinets, you know, where they store all the medicines and things like that. And he just opens one up, and there's like just a cup of coffee there. He doesn't even check it. He just like opens it up, grabs the mug. One of the guys in the car goes, "Hey!" And he's like, "Yeah, shut up. I need this." And he just downs half of the mug and puts it right back in and closes the cabinet.
The assistant looks
Ah.
over his shoulder at you, goes back to what he was doing. The flustered ME says, "Oh my god, what is it now?"
Hey, Carl, we need a thing.
It's Gene. Carl works in the other wing.
And you know what, Carl? I don't really care.
Dude, they never do.
We have a paper, and I need you to look at that paper, and then, you know, we can do the thing. Gaston, if you would.
Yes. Here.
Okay. He grabs it and he looks at it. This isn't an official, any sort of Donahue. Okay, yeah. All right. What are you here for? Or, sorry, who are you here for?
Well, you know, normally I have people take me out to dinner first before we get into such formalities, Carl. But we're here to.
Yeah. The ME likes to get nasty with the cold ones. I've never heard that one before.
I'm here to see somebody else, and you know it. Yeah, we're looking for Mr. Talon. Is he in?
Yeah, you're in luck. I was just stitching him up.
Oh, now I'm sad. Okay. Well, if you wouldn't mind clearing out, we have some official business to get to. If you wouldn't just mind waiting outside, if I have any questions for you, I'll come out and get you. You know, the normal MO.
All right. He pulls at the cloth that's over the body real quick.
I'm not going to put anything in there, all right? That was a one-time thing. I'm not going to mess with you anymore, okay?
He opens a cabinet to look for his coffee, looks at your hands, and then heads outside. Gastone and Asena, what are you going to do?
I would like to very briefly, silently ponder how someone who exclusively does charity work has so much pull in the police department. It doesn't really make any sense. But I mean, we're here.
Do
I
you
guess
say that
we
out
look at the
loud,
body.
or is that just in your own internal monologue?
I'm just thinking that right now.
Um,
I guess I'm looking at the body.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself. There's two bodies. This is Foster right here.
Cool. So I'm just gonna. There we go. No, that's the table. There we go. Yeah. Okay, we'll take that.
And Asena, what are you doing?
she's kind of just reserved, maybe like looking around a little bit. Doesn't really quite like being here. But doesn't know how to. She doesn't know what to do yet, so she's just kind of waiting and standing by.
Okay. Gastone, what are you going to do with the body?
I guess it's tough because I feel like we saw a lot of what we saw at the crime scene. I guess I would just like to examine it again in case I had missed something before.
Okay. The coroner's notes are also on site.
Oh, beautiful. I would love to read those.
Mate, is this gentleman still here?
Yeah, he's just messing with things, sorting and organizing things.
Gotcha. I'd like to go just give Gastone a hand, make sure that he's the one running this. I don't want to steal his thunder since he was the one who discovered the body, but if I could just kind of look over his shoulder, and if it turns out that he brushes over something, I want to provide him any sort of insight that I might, as his fake mentor, might be able to give him a hand with. So if I could give him advantage on his investigation check.
Okay. You can do investigation, or you can do medicine here. Or science if you have the correct scientific background.
No, I don't think I do. So what I will do, you said I could do investigation.
Well, first off, are
or
you going
medicine?
through the notes, or are you going at the body first?
I'm going through the notes.
Okay. For that one, yeah, medicine or investigation, but you're going to get different information than in the body.
Okay, I'll do one then the other. So first I'll look at the notes. I'll roll investigation. 13. It's okay.
With advantage, so roll again and take the better one.
Yeah.
Good point. You did say that. Investigation.
right.
Okay.
See, the problem is that John's trying to help, but he can't read the doctor's hand.
Weird.
And John keeps pointing things out like, oh no, I already said that. Like, oh, you're right. Damn it. I didn't get enough of that coffee.
I guess I'm just gonna look at the body then.
Okay. Asena, roll a perception.
Okay.
With advantage. So roll again and take the better of the two.
Oh.
Didn't mention. All right. There's all sorts of chemical smells down here, and just like, again, it's so utterly not like your home that you don't like it. You don't like it at all. Formaldehyde and embalming fluid and antiseptics and stuff like that. It's all difficult to get a hold of. And meanwhile, this guy is still just sorting the various surgical equipment, putting away things that have been sterilized, and completely ignoring you guys.
Checks out.
Is there anything else that you want to do, Asena?
I think she'll I'm just gonna like start searching around the room Just like poking through things because I can.
Okay.
Checking out the locker, like maybe like looking at the walls, seeing if there's anything on the wall.
There's all sorts of little like bits and bobs here. There's scalpels, there's various bottles of chemicals, other surgical equipment, cleanup equipment, gauze, mops, things that are covered in blood that are waiting to be washed. Like all sorts of weird little thingamabobs are scattered about. Anything catch her eye?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Gastone, give me investigation and or medicine, depending on which is trained, and do it with advantage because John is going over it with you. All right. It almost seems like the body has lost some weight, and like it's sort of the flesh is gaunt and all taut towards the bone. Not the normal symptoms of rigor. Like by now you'd expect some bloating and stuff, depending on when they got them depending on when they got them into the freezer. The flesh is cold to the touch, but you know it's been on ice, so that's obviously.
So you said it's actually seemed to have lost weight. And what was the word you used to describe the skin?
Taut, stretched thin.
Well, you did say he was stitching him up, right? Can I turn it around and look at the back?
All right, the two of you work together. You roll it over, and you see the wounds. The wounds on the back have been cleaned. They've clearly been like investigated and looked over, and it's claw marks. It's absolutely very, very sharp claw marks. What else are you looking to? And it's just under the shoulder blades.
Yeah, I guess I'm mostly just looking for anything different than what we saw the night we found the body.
There's some strange discoloration around the claw mark. Necrosis of the cells in a spreading pattern out from where the claws went. It does not match, like, it's not normal rot. It looks more like what you'd see from flesh rotting diseases, maybe. So, and it's absolutely from the point of impact, and it was rapid.
Can we call the doctor back or the coroner back?
Yeah, you can.
Cool. I just yell, what's his name? I don't
Gene.
think we got his name. Gene.
Oh, it's
But
Carl.
I guess nobody cares because it's Carl. Right.
Not that anybody bothered to ask. Gene Hudson, another day down here in the dungeons. What can I do for you?
So we're looking at the claw marks on his back. Do you know what caused this discoloration? This doesn't seem very normal.
Looks at you. Not very subtly trying to get the measure of you to see, what are you here about? What are you on about? He doesn't say any of those things. He just looks at you. Roll a persuasion check. Asena, while this is going on, the assistant drops something and sort of, scrambles to pick it up. Looks a little flustered.
Mate, while they're doing this, can I look over the notes, like the morgue notes that they've already taken, but the autopsy and all that?
Okay.
I just want to be reviewing that while he's talking.
All right. John, you notice something in there. It says that the vertebrae and the spinal column are intact, which is not normally something. It's just sort of out of nowhere, just a note in the file. Gastone, what was your question again? It was like, do you know what caused this?
Yeah, like why is it? Okay, it's pretty clear he was cut or rather ripped by something.
Yeah, cause of death was exsanguination.
Yeah, but I don't understand why there was like this color spread at the source of the injury or the wound, we'll call it. What do you know what caused that? Do you guys have any idea?
Nope. Roll insight, please, Gastone. 20. Okay. He's holding back. He's holding out on you. Probably because he doesn't trust you. Asena,
in any of the previous... Oh, go ahead.
Asena, roll insight as well. 16. When the assistant like knocks things over, he's very careful not to even turn around at all. Like he just shuffles backwards and keeps his back to everybody in the most obvious I see nothing and I know nothing and I don't want to know what's going on gesture that you've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very methodical in his picking this up, flipping it over, placing it in place, putting it in the correct place.
I'm gonna go walk over to him and just like, so he's moving, like putting things away.
Hmm?
As he's putting things away, I'm going to just like pick them up and put them back on his tray.
Right. When you do that, he stops, but he does not look at you. That's both of his hands, both hands flat on the countertop. Pauses for a moment. Then picks it up and puts it back. It undoes what you did without looking at it. Real quick, John. Previously, a lot of the corpses in the Angel Killer case, the vertebrae were surgically sliced. But that didn't happen at the crime scene. That happened after the bodies were taken into.
That's right. Between when the killing happened, but before it got to the morgue, there was somebody that was.
Morgue.
You're right. I remember that. Before, sorry, the morgue. You got me on that now. It was usually like at the spinal column, but below the head. It was almost like they were decapitating the bodies, right? Like, but like from the inside.
Hmm.
And this one hasn't. And that discoloration that Gastone found, has that been present on any of the bodies?
Yes. That matches.
Did John ever figure out what it was?
You might have had a theory. Asena, after he like pauses as if he's really thinking about what he's doing, he sort of tilts his head and then undoes what you did without looking at you. What do you do?
I'm gonna like take one of his scalpels.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself down by him in order to mess with
Okay.
Poor guy.
This is the most action he's got.
And do you just take the scalpel? Do you do anything else with it?
No, I'm just gonna like obviously and slowly like take it. Wait, thank you. And like put it in my pocket.
Okay. He again puts his palms flat on the counter, doesn't look at you, tilts his head. This is a longer delay. This is very odd behavior on his part, as if it's taking him a long time to figure out what he's going to do next. Let's go back to Gastone real quick. You just asked him about the discoloration, and he's holding out on you, and you can tell he does not trust you, and he's putting up with this because of politics over his head.
How do I want to play this? I'm thinking of two possible routes. Okay, we're gonna go this way. So, listen, man, I can tell you clearly don't want to tell us something. You know about what's going on here, and I need you to understand that we are not some rando Joe Schmoes trying to cause any problems for you. The fact is, we're trying to prevent this. See this? He gestures to the body. We want this to stop because I don't know if you noticed or know, but this isn't the last time that's going to happen. So are you okay with that?
Ooh, I like that approach. I like that approach a lot. Okay. Roll another persuasion check, this time with advantage.
Nope, that's disadvantage. There we go.
Right. Right. This is it's a pattern we've seen on the other bodies in the Angel Killer case, all over the place. We haven't let it get out that they're back. Cause a panic, but definitely the Angel Killer's work. And there was maybe one guy who knew what was going on with this or had an idea, but he's gone now. The last batch of killings ended. He just stopped showing up to work. Weird guy. Didn't really talk to him.
Could you describe him, his personality, how he carried himself?
Tired, wary, was looking over his shoulder. real focused, salt and pepper, brownish hair, grizzled.
Is he referring to another coroner?
Yeah, another coroner.
Is this Carl?
I mean, it might be Carl. John, this would be
this
a
guy's not
coroner.
coming back, right?
This would be a coroner that you've previously talked to on this case.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But here's the thing, all right? That guy, he never put this in his notes. He always did an incision just at the base of the neck in all the angel killer cases. Cut the spinal column.
Wait, he was doing it?
Yeah.
Why?
A weird guy. There's a lot he didn't explain.
Did John know that?
He did not.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna turn to John. John, you said this was all based off sins, right? What was the last sin in this rotation, or in the previous one?
Boisterousness, I believe.
I'll see if I
So
can pull up the
nothing-
notes.
Is that accurate, DM?
I don't believe so. I'll pull up my notes. And I'm going to start a case file in Roll20 so that it'll be easier for everyone to follow along.
That'll be
Mhm.
good.
The
I
last
wonder just
sin was
because-
boasting.
Boasting.
Boasting. Okay, so, wait, before that, because isn't that what we're currently on?
We're on
Pride.
Pride.
Torpor
We're on
was the
okay.
previous one. Sluggishness, torpor.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I want to know about, because that sounds a lot like this Carl or whomsoever fellow that isn't around anymore.
Oh,
You
think they
picking
got
up
him?
what I'm laying down? Maybe he was on the list, but the fact that he was creating these spinal incisions, he definitely knew more than he let on. Either he was what they were looking for, or a candidate, or because he knew all of these things, maybe they just took care of him. Took him out back. Whacked him.
Asena, as they're discussing this over the body, the assistant apparently makes his decision and ignores you. Just keeps on putting away his things. You can see him kind of looking out of the corner of his eye at you, but he's still just putting his things away.
Okay. I don't think that she's gonna do anything. She's just like sitting back and watching him.
Okay.
Um,
Not saying a word
she
to
is
him, just messing with him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She is going to like yell over to where the guys with the body are and just be like, "So did you guys find anything fun on the body, like money or whatever you're looking for?"
Gene looks over from the two of you where you just had this heartfelt conversation about, hey, we're good people and we're trying to stop this. We're not just Joe Schmoes. And he looks over down at her, just messing with his assistant and asking about money. And this look of sheer, like, disbelief washes over his face.
Yeah, listen, she's not from around here. She's kind of part of this now. I don't know. That's all I have to say on that. Is that all I had to say on that? I think we should get some information from you, Mr. Gene, about this Carl fellow. Where does he live? Anything you can tell us about him, because I feel like that's going to tell us more about what we need to know. Because, yeah, we are trying to prevent more killings. So we need as many clues as we can figure out, or find, muster, whatever word.
Oh, Carl. Yeah, I think he used to work at Mercury Hospital before, the bomb attack happened. Didn't talk about it. I always sort of figured that's why he kept to himself. He was a recent transfer in, been through a lot, lost himself in his work, just wanted to stay focused. Big reader, thick reading glasses. Obviously knew what he was doing and has been in the business for a while, but not much for socializing. Kept to himself, don't know where he lived. No one really had much chit chat with him. At most, he'd drop the occasional snarky little comment in on somebody else's conversation, but he seemed really up in his own world. If he wasn't such a damn good ME, then probably would have shunned him as much as possible, but he knew what he was doing. In fact, he's the one, and he's going to go over to the body that pointed out that the necrosis goes all the way down into the wound track, and he's going to start showing you. He gets the light over Foster on his back, and he'll start illustrating that to you.
And while they're doing this, John just finishes taking some notes, and he pulls out like a penny or something, and he starts rolling it across the top of his. You know that little trick you do where you like will roll a coin along your fingers? He's kind of like whispering into his hand while he does it, and he's just gliding this coin to and from the front and back of his fingers, and then pockets it back again, and just kind of starts moving around the room, looking like he's looking for something.
Okay. Asena, anything else from you while this guy just continues to act like you don't exist, but clearly aware of the fact that you exist?
I don't think so.
Okay. Your hair on the back of your neck stands up for a moment as Jean goes over one button to show Gastone something on the wound track. The body lurches.
Huh?
The body lurches. It pushes itself up off the examination table.
Oh, of course it does.
And smacks into the light overhead, sending it spinning.
Mate, as this happens, as soon as John walks up next to Asena, he kind of looks between her and the guy that she's fiddling with. And as soon as he hears the body, doesn't even turn to look. As soon as he hears the body, John pulls the biggest, meanest looking revolver. This thing is like brassy and shiny and old with like little, like almost rust all over it. And he just puts the gun right on the second coroner's head. And he just stares into him and says, "What the fuck are you?"
Right. I'm going to go around. That's what John's doing. Asena, what are you doing? A body just pushed itself off the slab. You hear Jean shriek. And John just put a gun. Move. If you could move yourself up closer, John. Move yourself up closer. Yep. There's actually sort of a cabinet there. Why don't you go?
Probably right around here or here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I want to be next to. I want to be next to Asena.
Mm-hmm. You just put this big bronze gun up to the assistant's head.
Bronze. That's right. Not
who you've been messing with. What does Asena do?
Asena's gonna like pull out that same scalpel that she had, and just point it at the assistant as well. She's looking at Gastone and like the situation happening over there, but also looking back at the assistant because she's kind of trying to take in everything that's happening.
Okay. Now, did you say you had the scalpel at his head or your gun at his head?
I got the scalpel out of my pocket. It's not at his head, but it's just like straight out in front of me, so I'm like holding it like this.
You're threatening him with the
mine's
scalpel.
Mine's pointed on his like temple, and then hers is brandished at him. Yeah.
Okay. Gastone, what do you do?
So I guess Jean is kind of taking this as a normal person would. You said he shrieked, right?
Yeah, he like holy shit, and he pushes himself back, and the cart he's right next to clatters as he stumbles into it and falls prone.
All right. Listen, Jean, you probably want to come with me over here. I'm gonna pull out my gun as well because yeah, I don't know. Something's about to happen, especially with John. I'm actually gonna also ask John. John, what are you doing?
Gastone, you need to back the hell away from that thing right now. And I don't take my eyes off the assistant.
Okay.
Just gonna go ahead and do what he says.
Okay. Jean also scatters away towards, like, scrambles away, pushing himself backwards.
John focuses, his eyes narrow.
Mm.
I'm gonna ask you again, one more time. And if I don't get a response, I'm pulling this freaking trigger. What the hell are you?
The assistant does not make eye contact. He says in a straight, flat voice, I know nothing. Am unknown. The body of Foster Talon lurches up off the slab entirely. The cloth falls down. Red light burns in the eyes of the former investigator, and sharp teeth snarl in his mouth. His hands have become claws. Roll for initiative.
Mate, if we have time beforehand, would I be able, instead of shooting the guy, can I just hit him over the head with my gun, or do I have to wait till initiative goes?
You have to wait until initiative goes, because he knew,
Okay.
like, yeah, you had him at point, but also he was, like, coiled, you know what I mean? So
No, no
remember,
worries.
click
Make
on
sure.
your token, and then click the initiative. Don't worry about it, Gastone, I'm going to manually add you to the initiative order.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember how to do this.
No worries.
Oh, so you open your character sheet up, and then at the top middle, you're going to see, it says like your hit points, and then above that is initiative. You'll click on the little word box that says initiative at the very bottom of it.
Gotcha.
And of course, John didn't select his character beforehand, which is me.
I'm
And,
taking care of it. You're
Thank
not.
you very much. Appreciate it.
Oh, you get first move too.
Yeah. Investigators, they're really quick.
Foster Talon. Okay, that is all of our players. Unfortunately for you, Foster's going to go first.
Cool.
His unnatural undead speed.
He lunges forward to Jean, reaches out and tries to grab him by the throat. He has advantage on this attack because Jean is still like scampering backwards. He seizes him around the neck, and through his choked screams, Jean's very flesh goes pale as the life is leached away from him.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Jean's gonna roll a Constitution saving throw, which he succeeds on. That's good, at least. Okay, John, it's your turn.
Gene's not dead, is he?
No, he's not.
Or not? He's still up?
Yeah, he's bloodied though.
Okay. Seeing that a normal citizen is in danger with this crazy undead stuff, John turns to Asena and says, "Hey, take care of this guy. Don't kill him. We need to question him." And I will move up, gun still trained in front of me, and mate, I forget the rules on it. If you're right in point blank range of somebody, can you make a shot without disadvantage? Like, or does it have to be prone in order for you to do that?
I'm ruling pistols you can shoot at point blank range. That's my rule. You can shoot a pistol at point blank range, but nothing stronger, otherwise you have disadvantage. Or nothing bigger.
Because John wants to get in front of Gastone and right next to Jean. So he's going to move up right about here. And he's doing that thing where he's like putting an arm in front of Jean, trying to get in front of him. And he's going to try to put his gun, again, like he was doing to the other coroner. He's going to try, and he kind of walks up. "Oh God, I'm sorry, Foster." And he's going to aim right for right at his neck where the base of the vertebrae would be. And he's going to try and see if this works in the movies. And he's going to try and see if he can take this big old pistol and shoot his head off.
All right, roll it.
So I want to try something out. I have this thing as an investigator called precision shot. It says that if I'm making a attack in close range with handguns, that I don't suffer from firing from an unstable position. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Oh, it probably means like if you're in a car or something.
Probably. Yeah. So that's a thing. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot. Normally, mate, with I don't know if we're using similar rules or not with my gun. Normally, I always just, when I shot with my revolver, it was just a single shot because I didn't have like extra attack or anything. But does it have the same rules?
It's a pistol.
Shot and all that?
You can double tap. Your second attack will be at disadvantage.
Okay, let's try this first. Let's go ahead and make a shot.
Okay, yep, that's a hit.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't have the... Why isn't the damage working? Ah, man. Is something wrong with this thing? No, it says 2d8 plus dex.
Does it is automatically your character sheet may not be set
You're
up
right.
to
I might
automatically
not
roll
have-
damage.
Don't auto roll damage. Gosh darn it. Okay, do you mind if I roll it again and just take
Yeah,
whatever
we'll
the damages
we'll
on it?
just take that. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, and let's try that again.
Okay,
it
so
work?
18. Yeah, so 18 damage. Kablamo!
How's it looking?
It is not yet bloodied.
Oh gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna try again. Disadvantage.
That's
This thing only has 6 shots, so after 6 shots, I'm gonna have to reload it.
correct.
But I do have a speed loader to where I can reload as a bonus action instead of as an action.
Nice. All right, shoot the shot.
Shooting the shot.
2 natural
Oh,
ones.
natural
2
ones!
natural
Oh
ones.
my gosh.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to say that John moves up and he shoots the thing and it dodges just out of the way and he shoots through its neck, dealing considerable damage but not severing it. And then John goes, come on, stand still, Talon. And he moves the gun, trying to get in the way. And if it's okay with you, I'd like John to kind of trip over Gene, switching places with him, but then Foster gets to bite at his hand.
Okay. Do you fall, and I'm gonna add on to that. You also fall prone.
That's fine. I'm totally cool
Ooh,
with
wow.
that. Can I be like down on a knee, like instead of like being like flopped over, like I'm prone?
Absolutely.
But, like,
Yeah. You're taking the
Cool,
prone
cool.
penalty, but we can make it cool. I want to make that
Nice.
clear to the entire party. In this game,
Yeah.
as long as you're like, you can always make it cool.
Absolutely.
Like, hey,
So
can
yeah,
I
John fumbles his shot and is trying to protect Gene, and in so switching places, he provokes an attack from Talon.
Okay.
Oh.
The assistant turns around to face you, Asena, as you have the scalpel drawn. He just stares into your eyes, and the air around his head ripples as this enormous weight lends itself to, as if this mantle descends upon him, and this terrible weight crushes down on your very mind. And I'm gonna tell you what that does in a moment. He says in
I
Go
thought
ahead.
I gave you the easy one.
He says in an unearthly voice, "Kneel." You're gonna roll a saving throw in a moment. You're going to specifically roll
What was that? What did he say to me?
kneel, as in before Zod. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. As he speaks, this much larger figure appears behind him, this towering, cowled entity with incredibly impeccable hair and a long beard and fierce, deep eyes and a massive collar. This shadow stands behind this man, and its orders must be obeyed. And you, on your turn, are going to kneel.
Joe, can John intercede on this with his reaction?
Yes.
If you will allow it, I would like to take hold. There is a John reaches his hand up, the one that isn't holding the gun, and under his tie, there's like a little like brooch, a really beautiful looking like red.
Just
It's
a
hard
red
to see
gem,
it.
right?
Yeah, it's like a red gem, like encased in some really weird filigree designs. And he takes hold of it. It glows for an instant as he like pushes his gun hand out towards Asena and just grits his teeth. It looks like he's taking an immense amount of pain. And instead, she doesn't fail that saving throw.
Okay. All right. Something, this burning, fiery light shines from behind you, and the shadowy figure that you saw superimposed over this just assistant guy is burned away by that. Is that a level of exhaustion, Matt? I forget.
Your call. It was either exhaustion or it was temporary hit points. Max temporary hit point. Max hit point reduction.
Yeah. Do one of those. The door to the morgue. Fuck. The door to the morgue opens, and cloaked figures rush in the door.
God damn it.
One, two. They're able to rush past you, Matt, because you are prone.
Yeah, I'm not in a good place right now, and I'm doubling over in
Three.
pain from holding this weird amulet thing.
4,
Oh my gosh.
5,
Huh?
6. They all just bust the hell in. 2 of them cannot attack. They are carrying daggers, and they all have the same. They're all wearing masks and hood and like cloaks, and they come in and they just start trying to stab the crap out of you guys. One of them is going to attack Asena, and then 2 of them can't. Then 3 of them are going to attack Gastone. Actually, one of them is going to stand behind. He's going to lower a gun and aim it at Carmichael.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can John have like basically been like grabbing like his like leg as he goes by and is like, stay over here, and he's like, okay, fine. Turns around, is gonna blow his head off.
All right, so 2 of them are going to attempt to attack Gastone with their daggers. This guy rolls a natural 1. He goes in to stab you and then stumbles over this. He was sort of shoved in with this counter right here, so he completely trips over his own robes and falls down.
Cool.
The second one is going to go after you. An 11, no joy. You are slightly trained in the art of combat, and you've got your special suit. So you throw up a block, and he goes to stab it, and just boing off your special polymer. The third one is able to attack you. You're just suddenly, there's these green cloaks surrounding you and sharp knives. He scores a critical hit. Do you want
This should have been on me, right?
No, 3 of them are still attacking Gastone.
Oh,
the
wow.
4th one I'm going to have attack you. So here's the
Gotcha.
good news and here's the bad news. He scored a critical hit, but he only did 3 points of damage. So the special ability of your clothes activates. And it absorbs. So now your clothes are capable of absorbing, I think it's like 15 points of damage before it actually touches you.
Whoa.
Yeah, 15 points of damage before it even hits you. And when he stabs you, the shockwave reverberates back through him, and he takes damage.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
All right. That's it for those 3.
It's like this tension polymer. It like just stores the kinetic energy and bounces it back at them.
Yeah, it's like Black Panther's suit, except that it immediately, instead of storing the energy, it just immediately reflects it back.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Asena, one of them comes after you with a knife. A 22 hits. Do you have any special abilities to block melee attacks?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, then he hits you. You take 3 points of damage. It's not that bad.
That's not bad.
I know it's a really intense scene, but in my head, I kind of feel like after the initial thing, once all the cultists rush in, just like Gastone, Asena, and John just look at each other and like everybody was kung fu. Like that music starts playing, and there's this like really like scene where like it slows down and everyone's like getting thrown around the room, and there's like punches and kicks and guns, and it's kind of like a little bit more lighthearted until they deal with the cultists or whatever these things are.
True.
All right. John, one of them, instead of going for the knife, you're prone, pulls out a pistol, aims it directly at you, and is going to fire with advantage to hit you.
Yep.
Does a 22 hit?
Yep, that does.
Okay,
Yeah.
4 points of damage. Any countermeasures? Use your reaction.
I've used my reaction. I don't have any specific countermeasures, but when anybody who has like an intensely high passive perception will notice that when he puts the gun like on the back of my head, John tries to move, and at the last instance he does get shot, but you kind of see it hits like the back of his trench coat and just almost bounces off of it. You can see that the impact did hit, and John winces from it, but there's no blood or piercing wound or whatever, and it looks like, much like with Gastone's like reactive polymer, something weird took place there, and the blow didn't quite touch John's skin.
But he also hits you again, and you take 4 more points of damage because he doubles.
Yeah, that definitely happens. Like, boop, boop. And
ow.
yeah, just 2 bullets just like bounce off John's shoulder. He's like, "Oh, winces, that's gonna hurt tomorrow."
All right, one more cloaked figure walks into the room.
Another one? Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
He's red. I don't like that.
Ooh.
This one
He's
aims
gotta
his
be
gun
stronger.
at Jean and fires.
Do this to my beautiful boy Carl.
Oh my God.
His first shot is a hit. You know what? Yeah, and his second shot is also a hit.
Oh, come
2
on.
shots, he puts Carl is bleeding. And then he says 2 Foster Talon, come, my child. The master has need.
Oh, hell no.
Gastone, it's your turn.
I turn to Gastone. Do not let them get away.
Okay, I got a lot of people. What are the odds I can shoot either Gene or this speaking cultist amidst this mess of people?
All right. If you're trying to shoot somebody, they're going to have cover against you, which is +2. If you're trying to use your watch, then they're going to have advantage on their saving throw because, again, there's a lot going on. Aside from the single sleep dart, do you have any other special gadgets that could be handy in a crowd situation like this?
Not on hand, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna use on-the-fly gadgets.
Okay.
Because it's about time that happens. So it says second level you can come up with emergency pieces of equipment on the fly. These gadgets cost the normal number of gadget points. Blah 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 blah.
For now, just tell me, like, there's all these chemicals around and all this surgical equipment plus what you always carry with you. Just tell me what you're gonna MacGyver here and we'll figure it out afterwards.
Yeah, I think what would be most useful right now is I would like to make a flashbang.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you
How
like
much? I have 4 banked gadget points. Does that work?
Yeah, that should work just fine.
Cool.
All right. So you hastily rig up. You grab a couple different chemicals. You pour them into each other, shake them up, and then cover your eyes. And bam!
Also, beforehand, I do want to say I think I should scream. Shoot, what was I gonna say? John, Asena, close your eyes.
Right. What? Blam! Roll 6d8.
Damn. So then I could literally just type that, right?
Yeah, /r space
Roll.
68. Slash roll or
/r
/r space
space.
68. 30. Okay. Where's the icon that I want to use? There's a blind icon. Yep. It's not just a flashbang, it also stun. Like, the flash is great for the lights, but the bang is also the important part, right? So you all these guys on this side, the ones who were looking directly at you, they all shriek and go down from the impact.
Ooh.
That was your action. They are all now prone and just reeling from the chemical explosion you just cooked up. That was your action. You still have movement. This guy will get a free attack on you with his knife if you move away from him.
I think I'll take that chance. Their knife attacks suck. I'm gonna make my way over to. I think if I use this, there we go. So I'd like to move around here.
Okay. You are now flank. Well, if John stands up, you'll be flanking Foster Talon. Go ahead and use the cursor tool to move yourself. The cultist just sort of swipes wildly as you pass him, hitting you for 2 points of damage. So your extra armor goes down by 2, and it bounces back and hits him as well.
So it was 3. Okay, so now I have 10 left. I'm gonna write that down.
We can put a little extra health bar in here if we want. Let's do that.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna make the blue bar is your extra armor. So I just set it to 15. Go ahead and retract what has happened so far, and we'll go from there.
Cool, done.
Excellent. Asena, it's your turn. There's a bunch of these robed figures and the assistant who just tried to make you kneel with some sort of weird power over your...
Very spooky. Oh, I don't want to let, like, Talon, is that what I'm leave?
Yes.
But there's also like, oh, I don't want that guy to do that thing to me again. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to town. I'm just gonna go to town on this assistant.
All right.
What I mean, I still have the scalpel, but I don't know if I should use that. I probably should just like punch him because that'd be stronger.
You can, so if you're using
Sure.
the scalpel, we'll just use your unarmed stats, but we'll call it piercing or slashing damage instead of bludgeoning, because
Okay.
you know how to use it, right? It's
Yeah.
just make your, so you get 2 unarmed attacks right out the gate.
All right.
Go ahead and roll both of those. All right. He dodges the first attack, and the second one clocks him good for 10 points of damage. You may now, if you want, use your bonus action to make a third attack, or spend a focus point to make 2 attacks as your bonus action. Just beat him senseless.
Yeah, we're gonna spend that focus point.
Okay, with lightning fast speed, just the scalpel flies all over him. Roll 2 more attacks and burn 1 focus point. Bam!
Yeah.
Bam! He's staggering and just covered with blood. Would you like to use your reaction to finish him?
Yeah.
Okay, what happens to him? Tell me how you finish him off.
Oof. All right. So is he like? How is he reacted to all this? Like.
It's a little weird. He's not reacting the way that a normal human should react. Like, his emotions are just totally deadened and he's completely focused. But physiologically, his body is at its end. So he's coughing on blood and shaking, going into shock. Just still focused on you. Must control mind.
Okay. I'm going to sort of like grab his shoulders and like square him up a little bit, and then flip him around so that way the scalpel's like at his throat and just like slice him.
Okay.
Wait, we needed that guy.
Hey, in the stuff happens in combat, man. Stuff happens.
True.
All right.
He tried to mess with me. He's not living.
Finish him.
Ha!
Fatality.
All right. You can move if you'd like. This cultist already made an attack of opportunity and can't do so again, and all of these others are otherwise distracted. So you can move up to, I believe, 40 feet is your speed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can move up to 40 feet in here. It's pretty crowded. There's like, you can go where Gene is. Gene is bleeding out. He's not dead, but he's bleeding out. You can stand in his square if you need to, but you can otherwise move to any available square.
Hmm. So if I go over to Gene, could I potentially stop them from hitting him again?
You won't be able to do anything specific on this turn, but at least you could be like, hey, look at me, I'm over here, and I just killed that
Right.
guy with a scalpel. Maybe you should attack me instead, sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So we will move.
You literally have enough speed to go anywhere in this room.
Yeah. I'll move like right there.
You just shove past this guy, step over the guys who are like, my eyes! And put yourself right here. You are muted, good sir. I gain 1 experience point.
Very good. I don't know if because she has so much movement, I know that she already attacked, if Asena would be able to do this, but John is like taking stock of the situation, sees her just zoom across the room, and looks to Asena and says, hey, can you get this guy out of the way? And he looks down at Carl/Jean. Could she be able to kind of drag him behind her as she does this, or no?
Yeah, you could shove him into one of the squares around you if you wanted.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Cool. Shoved.
Just pick him up with my brute strength.
Actually,
Toss him over.
where would you want to put him? It can be in any square adjacent to you. That's
Yeah,
also
let's put
empty.
him behind me.
Right here?
Uh, yeah, let's put him diagonally.
Right there?
He'll be closer to, yeah.
All right.
He'll be closer to the hooded figures, but away from the zombie guy.
That was a good choice. That was a good choice. All right. It is Foster's turn. The guttural scream. It's going to attack. Let's see. It's going to attack Asena twice this time. Its claws come out. with just this withered, blackened flesh. And it attacks you twice. Oh, he does not have advantage, so we're going to take the 14. What's your armor class? It's near the top middle of your character sheet.
Top middle. I don't know where. What am I looking for?
Your armor class.
Oh, 16.
All right. Well, the battle map wasn't updating when I was away from it, so that just updated en masse. Yeah, so his first attack you managed to parry without letting those claws touch you. The second attack he comes out at you with his left hand, and that one also just 2 easy blocks. One after the other, you parry both.
Bam, bam, bam.
John, it's your turn. You're prone. You've used 2 shots from your revolver.
I have a question, mate. Would you be able to drop what is a 20-foot reticule on the ground for me?
Square or
Cube. Yeah, like a square.
okay. Yeah, let me draw a cube. Here you are.
And as oh, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think you have control over it though, so. Yeah, there's no cubes that I don't have a cube figure that I can give you.
No, this is good. Okay, I take out from my vest. I reach in, I pull out this really nice looking bullet, and I shove it in the gun. I look over at Asena and I go, "You're really quick, right?"
Yes.
And without even waiting for her response, I aim a bullet at this cultist right here. I know he has cover. I'm really planning on mostly shooting through him. Basically, I'm planning for the bullet to go through this guy, end up in this part of the earth, and it should be able to. Yeah, you know what? That's better. I'd rather not hit Asena, so that's better. Okay, good. And then so I'm going to take out this really nice bullet. I put it in my gun. I levy it and shoot this cultist. And as I pull the trigger on the gun, it shines brightly for a moment. It looks like there's little runes etched within the barrel of the gun that light up when the bullet explodes out. And as soon as hopefully it strikes the cultist. We'll see. Let me go ahead and make the attack roll. Can I stand up, by the way? As well?
Yeah, use half your movement to stand up.
I'm going to use half my movement to stand up. And let me go ahead and make a shot against this person here. I know they have cover, but honestly, hitting them is only a secondary thing at this point. Okay. How did that go?
It went.
Yeah, I would say I hit him. Okay. And basically, the bullet just tears right through the robes of this cultist, and the bullet wound itself, is a pretty, irky thing, but then it slams in the ground behind it. The floor bubbles and quakes. There's a small little shaking within the room, almost like a localized earthquake, and then the ground itself erupts as everywhere inside that square there is almost a small explosion from beneath the earth as a geyser of just rubble and stone explodes out of the floor, shoots up into the sky, throwing everybody in the area up into the air. And everybody that's within that range has to make a dexterity saving throw against 3d12 bludgeoning damage from the small localized earthquake that just erupted from the bullet John just shot.
The subtle approach. Okay.
Well, we were looking at subtle right up until half a dozen cultists ran in the room with a undead zombie.
If they'd stuck with the knives instead of the guns, maybe we could talk. But they were clearly just bang bang down here. Okay, so we got 4 dudes, all of whom have been hit with the noxious gas bomb flashbang. So they're all rolling with disadvantage, and this is a dex save, right?
Yes.
Roll the damage for me.
Yes.
Just roll it once.
Ooh, well,
that's
not fantastic.
Pretty awful. It wasn't plus anything, right? It was just 3d6.
Nope, 3d12.
3d12?
Yeah.
Right.
But I rolled very low on the d12.
Wow, yeah, I thought those were d6s too.
Nope, those were supposed to be d12s.
All right, they all go flying up. They hit the ceiling and they come crashing down with bits and pieces. There's a sewer pipe down there, or a water line that's leaking. You just blew up the floor. So
everything here is difficult terrain, by the way.
All right, cool. They're all dead. They're all dead.
Oh, good. Well, that helped.
It really does.
You've used half your movement. You've used an action, and you loaded that bullet, right?
Yeah, so I was
not...
thinking I would use my bonus action or something just to put one bullet in.
You
or
still have
like
four.
That.
You still have 4 in the revolver, and you don't have a
4 in the
bonus action.
chamber.
So you can move if you want, but you are in the hot seat right now.
I was then gonna. This guy was shot me in the back with 2 bullets. I was gonna take my second disadvantage shot and try and just put one into him, if that's okay.
Okay, we'll do that for now. We'll talk later about the specific mechanical rules.
Because I can double tap, right? You said with the gun, one bullet goes out, and then the other one's with disadvantage.
Yep. Go ahead and shoot the shot. Bad guys are up, and then Gastone, you're next.
Those bad guys specifically are dead, aren't they?
Oh,
there's one guy who survived.
As soon as John levies the shot, he goes and it clicks, and it looks like the gun is still like overheating from having shot that weird bullet. And when he levies it, he's like smiling, like, "All right, buddy, time to go meet your maker." Click, 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 click. Ah, crap.
Hey, just give me a sec. You need to use your bonus action to fix it on your next turn.
This happens sometimes. Give me a moment. And I look to Asena and Gastone. Hey guys, a little help here, and I'm trying to work through and fix the gun.
All right. As all of this is going on, the guy in the red robes looks at Asena, who just ran up. And he is going to speak directly to you, and you're the only one who hears this.
I can see your mind. You belong with the master. Do not resist.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, Asena. 10. Okay. You feel, again, that same towering figure with the oversized collar and the really good slick backed hair illuminated from the back and cast in shadow looms behind this guy. And as he holds his hands out over you, chains drop from his fingers. They fall upon your body, and you feel like you're being pinned down by this incredible weight. None of the rest of you see any of this, but Asena is paralyzed.
Unlucky.
Go before Zod. All right. There's only one surviving cultist at this point.
Where?
Hi guys, I'm over here.
Oh. Huh.
Don't mind me. He is going to just shoot John twice because he's not super large on options. He's going to take advantage on these shots because he's flanking you.
No, that tracks. He's right in my grill with a gun. I think that he's got my number.
Bang! Does a 17 hit?
No, thank goodness. Thank you, Trenchcoat.
And his double tap goes off, and it's a 5. Bang, bang! Nothing. Just bounces off your trench coat. That was it for him. Gastone, it's your turn.
Cool. Would you say Gastone noticed that John specifically shot Talon in the neck as opposed to the head?
Yes.
Cool. So Gastone is gonna do that also. Just
okay.
Gun to the neck type thing.
All right. Roll your shot, and this is with a pistol, right?
Yes.
All right. Roll the attack. This is an advantage. You have advantage on this attack before you roll it because you are flanking. It's a
true. So for attacks, do I just click on the word pistol and it'll do the whole
yeah,
thing?
so click on the advantage button and then click on the word pistol and it should roll everything. All right, a 24 to hit. That is definitely a hit. However, Foster's flesh seems to barely recognize the attack. You deal half damage.
So, do we rounding down or up?
We round down. You did 4 points of damage.
4.
You can double tap, which is normally made at disadvantage, but because you're flanking, it'd just be a normal attack.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot else I can do, so I'm gonna go for a double tap.
All right. Yep, that's also a hit. Again, he has resistance to your attack, but with that shot, you can see its flesh beginning to tear apart. The creature is bloodied. You've reduced it to less than half of its health. You want to move at all or no?
No. Can we visibly see that Asena is all...
Yes. Paralyzed.
Cool. Hey, Asena, are you good? Why don't you just stand up? What's going on?
She is standing, but she's like frozen in place.
Oh.
Hmm.
Can you talk? Hey, are you good?
You cannot talk.
Wow. That's kind of creepy.
I know we didn't see the vision. Well, I'm assuming we didn't see the vision that she saw, but the cultist said a word, right?
No, he just looked at her.
Oh, crap.
Everything that happened was in mind.
Dang
Gastone, are you gonna move, or do you have any bonus actions?
I'm pretty confident. I know I don't have bonus actions. I could move. Would Talon get opportunity attack on me?
Yes, he would.
I'm just gonna hang out, I think.
Okay. Asena, you feel paralyzed by these chains, and this ominous figure looms.
All truth lies in the eye of the Master. The secrets of your past, your present, your future are revealed in him. Embrace him and learn the truth.
At the end of your turn, you can roll a wisdom saving throw to fight off the chain, unless there's something else. Like, you can't do anything physically, you can only do things mentally. So, unless there's anything else you want to do at the end of your turn, roll a new wisdom save to fight this effect.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
weighing you down. You're used to being strong and having the primal energy of the wild on your side, but whatever this power is, it is so strong and all-encompassing. It's scary. It's real
I'm
scary.
very scared.
All right. Foster is going to turn his anger on Gastone, who just shot him. He whirls around,
cool.
you know, with his mouth has elongated into these fangs, and he takes two swipes at you. The first one strikes, and it bounces back in his face because of your kinetic energy. You take 3
Sure
points of
does.
damage, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
So would I take 3 points off my suit?
Oh yeah, it just hit your suit, so you don't have to make the save. You wouldn't make the save unless he actually
That's
gets you.
not right. Gotcha.
Yeah, so take 3 off the suit.
Mhm.
Now the kinetic rebound does seem to not be as effective against him, but it still works. He swings again, angrily. That one just completely whiffs.
Whew.
All right, that's it for Foster Talon. John Carmichael, then the red-robed figure, and his buddy,
We
and then
gotta kill
Gastone.
that guy.
I see that Asena was just like kind of stunned and not moving. I'm like, oh crap. Okay, can't worry about that right now. Hey, Gaston, you can take Talon, right? I gotta dance with somebody else right now. And I use my bonus action.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, groovy. And I use my bonus action to make sure that my gun can continue firing, and I am just going to try and drop these cultists to keep them from doing this. I would assume this is the guy that said some weird or did some weird thing, and then Asena just stopped frozen, right?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to just take my big old bronze revolver and stick it in his face and double shot.
All right, at the red-robed guy?
You're the red robe guy, yeah.
Okay.
I have 3 rounds left. If once I shoot these 2 shots, I'll be down to just 1 before I have to reload again. He doesn't have any weird defenses, right? I can just take a normal shot against him?
Shoot.
Cool.
Shoot the shot.
Shooting the shot.
Blam!
Still alive, I see.
Yep, but bloodied. He's bloodied.
I'm gonna try it again.
Roll it.
Second shot.
Okay. Blam! Asena, through like the thick of this huge voice thundering in your head, you hear a distant cracking sound, and then you hear another one that's louder, and the figure looming behind this guy vanishes.
No!
The weight of the chains falls away from you, and you see the red-robed guy with this, you know, that had this massive silhouette behind him, fall over with 2 shots bleeding from his mask. Just down he goes.
Yes.
The chains fall away. You are no longer paralyzed.
Don't worry, Sen. I got your back. And that was my. I'm gonna stay in the doorway.
And your bonus action.
I can't move, so I'm gonna just stay right here and go. Okay, guys, things are getting kind of heavy. We got to finish this. And then I think I can hear the cops coming.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, like,
Oh my god, we're at a
you.
fucking police station.
We're at a
I
police
forgot about
station.
that. Oh god.
And I just blew the thing up.
Oh, that flashbang didn't help.
I
did
mean,
it? Oh.
somebody blew the thing up. No, that wasn't our flashbang and earthquake.
No,
that was somebody
that's
else.
right. Nope.
There's
Mhm.
insane cultists in here. They did it.
All right. The last remaining cultist puts his dagger in one hand, his pistol in the other one, and just shouts, "Rouse 'em on!" And he's going to frantically attack John because he's right in front of him.
Yeah, that tracks. No dice.
Does it track?
Ah! Gastone, it's your turn.
Oh wow, already. I would like to continue shooting Talon in the neck.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and
I'm gonna shout over to Gastone. Hey, do you have like a head removing gadget? Do you have like a watch that just like scissor cuts these things or something?
doesn't really work like
Decapitatron.
that, but I'll make a note of it.
I'll shout out to him as well and just be like, you guys, that coroner, he was good at what he did, right? Maybe there's a reason why he cut them in the neck.
Good call.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that too.
Your gun has jammed. You will need to use a bonus action to unjam it because you rolled a natural 1 on your attack.
Oh, that's good because I technically have bonus actions. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Can I like unjam it and then double tap? Is that a thing?
No, because it jammed, you won't be
No.
able to do it in the same round. Do you have any alternate
Gotcha.
weapon? And you would have to double tap because you already used your action. You can't switch weapons. Do you have
Yep.
any gadgets or anything that uses a bonus action as far as you know? If you're not sure, we can. All right, let's look into that later to see if we have any more options for you. All
Hey,
right.
mate, how's this guy doing? Is he bleeding out? Is he all right?
Yeah, it's been like what, 3 rounds?
I think 2 since he dropped, but in that ballpark, yeah.
He's not good. He's not good.
Hey,
Oh.
Gastone, do you have like a make someone alive dart? You have like a
You know what? Kind of, sort of, but also not really. But I have something.
What do you have?
So, I have that stim shot. It's not a solution, but it will keep him alive until.
Okay. Well, chat just
this is
gave you
over.
inspiration. You can use inspiration to bend
hell
the
yeah.
rules a little bit to do exactly
Yes!
what you're trying to do. So you're just gonna be like, all right, you're about to die. We're just gonna give you a huge shot of caffeine directly to the jugular. So you shoot him, and he's foaming at the mouth as he's unconscious there, but his blood is congealing. You stabilize him. You might have given him a permanent heart murmur, but he's not going to die.
he just sits up.
All right, nicely done. And we're going to use that inspiration from chat.
That was clutch, dude. That was
Thank you,
clutch.
chat.
Yeah, we'll talk more about inspiration. We haven't really gotten into it because there's a lot of things about this campaign that, you know, we want to sort of introduce bit by bit. We'll talk more about inspiration, though, because you can do some stuff with inspiration. All right, I see that you moved there. No attack of opportunity. Asena, it is your turn.
Oh, finally. Okay, what do we have? We have the
Foster Talon, the undead, is right here. There's one last
Yeah.
cultist who's screaming and attacking right here.
Okay. I'm going to drop that scalpel and pull out those matches that we saw before. She's been looking for something that was wooden in this room, but it's all like metal and human and not natural at all, but she still has them in her pocket. So she's gonna go ahead and turn that into the thorn whip.
Okay, cool. You activate it, that takes your bonus action, and then with your action you can either beat the crap out of him or use the thorn whip. So
Yeah.
the thorn whip is best when you're just trying to pull them towards you. Go ahead and make 2. Is that a separate entry on your character sheet?
Yes.
Cool. Make 2 thorn whip attacks.
Okay.
As the blackthorn staff grows from these matches, a living vine just bursts out of it, covered in these gigantic, gleaming, nasty thorns. The first one sort of wraps around and doesn't do anything, but the second one, well, what does the second one do? Vanessa, you tell me. That's a critical hit.
So the second one's going to wrap around his neck. And, you know, the thorns like pierce into the skin. And like you said, this sort of attack is normally used to bring people in closer, but Asena's like so close to this person already that it's just going to completely decapitate him.
Yep. Shrunk!
Oh!
The head goes flying over your shoulder, and the rest of the torso slumps to the ground, dead.
Heck yeah, that was awesome.
John, it's your turn. There is one more follower of Ralzamon in this room. What do you do?
John looks over and sees that Gastone not only has been keeping Talon off of him, has stabilized the dying Carl Jean, and then Asena just took out her matches, turned it into a blackthorn staff, and then used it to just summon up a vine that just Kurama like attacked this thing and just literally ripped its head off. And he just looks for a moment like stunned and impressed with these two before turning and leveling the last shot of his gun at the cultist, and he's going to use his intimidating presence.
Okay.
And he knows that this cultist, and I heard them scream like for Ralzamon, and John's had dealings a little bit. He knows a bit about Ralzamon, so he knows how fervent and dedicated they are, but he also knows they can be broken. He uses his action to use his imposing presence to frighten this cultist. It has to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 14 or be frightened of me until the end of my next turn.
Okay. The cultist has the ability Dark Devotion. Advantage on saving throws against being charmed. You said it's
Question.
Yes.
As a gumshoe, as a detective, I have an ability that I wonder if I can somehow kind of apply here. I have these deduction dice, and I'm wondering, as part of me kind of using my intimidating stare at him. Normally, when I'm making like an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, I can add 1d8 to it as using one of these deduction dice. Would I be able to do something weird to kind of use that to make him kind of cower before me a bit more?
No, because this is a thing he is specifically good about. If you had some specific piece of information or element that you could use against minions of Ralzamon, I would allow it, but in this environment, no.
Wasn't Charlie a minion of Ralzamon?
He was. If you were doing something mental in his mind, we could talk. But you are, yeah, for now, I'm just going to give him... Bad news is he has advantage. The good news is his wisdom's not that.
Gotcha.
15, it's high enough. He... that was your action, right? To use your intimidating presence?
That was my action, yeah.
All right, the light in the room seems to fade a little bit around him, and a noir soundtrack plays for the audience, and the shadows are cast. We suddenly go very, this is the guy who did Sin City? You do a very Sin City.
Miller.
Yeah.
Frank
Miller for a moment. There's a very Sin City panel, but the guy's not having it. He is going to,
I narrow my eyes afterwards, and I step back and just stand in front of the door, and I say, "Okay, fine. You don't want to deal with me. You can deal with those two." And I just point over to the guy that had just revived, the guy that was about to die with his cool syringe watch, and then the girl that literally just ripped the head off of a undead shambling horror, and say, "Fine. You don't want to deal with me. You can deal with them." And I just kind of like sweep my arm out to the side, gesturing towards them as I block the door.
All right.
Looking over the bodies of the dead cultists, that every single person that walked in this room with him.
Okay. As you do so, the cultist, he has his weapons, one weapon in each hand. He freezes, he seizes, he drops both of them.
Ignorant fools! There are things beyond your miserable ken that trespass here. If you do not yield to my will, you will all be washed away in the dark tide.
And then he twitches, and his head just turns and snaps! And he falls over dead.
Okay, I don't think I can do anything.
Okay. The team is standing in a mortuary where basically a bomb just went off and there was
A mortuary?
A
was about to say.
morgue. All right, next episode. Every time that I say mortuary, everyone gains 1 XP.
Yeah.
You're standing around here. There are corpses everywhere. There's a huge hole in the floor that looks like it goes down into the sewers, and you are at the bottom of the the police headquarters for the entire building. There's water spewing out of the floor. The lights are flickering. We're gonna leave it right there until our next episode. So, thank you everyone for tuning in.
And mate, right as the camera is like panning away, when the whole white growls thing happens, as soon as the guy falls down dead, John goes, "Son of a gun, not again."
All right. We will rejoin our heroes next week, probably. There's a holiday and stuff, so if we're not doing it next week, we'll announce it on Twitter. But yeah, thank you again to my awesome party. It's been a lot of fun, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We will catch you next time.
Later.
Bye.